It is time for Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. Rebel Sports brought to you in part by the Rich School District, Evanston Regional Hospital, Ready, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In, the Station on Main, Les Schwab Plains Tire, Stacy's Repair, Summit Pizza, Little Springs Water, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Ellingford Brothers, Hometown Drive-In, the Town of Woodruff, T7 Propane, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, McKay Frankham DDS, and the Crawford Trough. Let's go to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth and join the voice of the Rebels, Aaron Poling.
Welcome to Kemmerer High School. I am Aaron Poling, coming to you live from Kemmerer High School here in Kemmerer, Wyoming, as the Rich Rebels hit the road to take on the Kemmerer Rangers. The Rebels are 1-0, excuse the graphic on the screen, as it is time for the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. When we come back, we will have your Little Springs Water scene set for today's game. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are Rich High School alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as on 98.3 KADQ. It is time for your Little Spring scene set for today's action on the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. And for that, the scene set today is the Rebels travel to Kemmerer, as it's going to be the first game, I think again, last year when the Rebels played the Rangers. It was the first game in Wyoming volleyball that year. I think it's the same thing, if not one of the very first ones. But that being said, this is a Kemmerer team in their first game under a new coach. So if you're the Rebels, you want to try to get out on top of this early, as you know everything's in your favor on the road. A team you beat twice last year. Get out to an early start, put behind what happened last week, as you know it's kind of a laughing moment now for the Rebels after they came back and they beat Manila. So it's easy to laugh that they won, you know, after that disaster first set. But, you know, Rebels move on. They won. Little adversity never hurt anyone, as we're going to have a little bit more adversity for the Rebels. We'll get to that later, as when we come back, we'll hear from Jaden Desch, your T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week, after he scores 3 touchdowns in the Rebels opener. You're listening to the Rich Rebels 2023 varsity team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
When you need automotive service on your car, truck, semi, or tractor, call Clay and the team at J-Bar Auto in Randolph. J-Bar Auto also offers competitive pricing on tires for all vehicles. Call or stop by J-Bar Auto today.
Here with Jaden Desch, who is our T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week. Jaden, how you doing?
Pretty good.
So you guys, week one under your belt, you guys got a win over Water Canyon. How does it feel in the locker room after a win like that?
Feels pretty good after what Deseret News thought the prediction of the score was, which got us really mad, and so we just went out and played with our best ability, and turned out really good.
So you hauled in 3 receiving touchdowns in the contest. Just talk about what the game plan was for you going in and just kind of what you saw in all 3 of those touchdowns. There were 3 receiving touchdowns, but they were 3 long receiving touchdowns as well.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to have 3 for the first game. I thought I was just going to have probably none, but I surprisingly had 3. The first one, I don't know how I broke away from the tackle. That was crazy, and the others were super long. And yeah, the pass game was great. I hope it connects like that all year.
Yeah, in fact, on the third one, they let you kick the PAT afterwards. You were so winded, right?
Yeah, I was that long one, left, right, freaking from the field. It was crazy, and I was like, I need a break. I can't do it.
All right, so it's the first day of your senior year, man. So what's going through your mind as you walk into school today? It's the first day, and you are officially the oldest on campus.
It's crazy. Like, I remember being really in middle school, and now I'm a senior, and it's so weird. And yeah, walking in those doors, first first day, it's crazy. I'm just excited for the year. I hope it goes by really slow because I just want to make every memory last.
What are you looking forward to most this year?
Well, mainly just sports and just getting a good education.
So, speaking of sports, the football team, it seems like you guys are really close and that a lot of the kids get along really well. What about the team, not necessarily skill-wise, but people-wise, makes it a special team?
Mainly just like Carter and just like our Noah and Riker and just our starting 8 for our team. Like, I love all of them. I love all the football players, and they're all my favorite. I don't necessarily hate anyone on the team. I love all of them. I can't wait to help what they bring up.
Favorite moment from training camp this year?
This is way fun, though. Got to spend a lot of time with them this summer for the last time. And yeah, it was way cool.
So your senior year will be successful this year if you do what? Academic-wise or even, sports-wise?
Both. Just trying to get a scholarship offer to any D1 school that I can try to get to, or any school but yeah, that's mostly what I'm trying to go for.
We want to thank Jaden Desch for being a part of the T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week interview on the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. When we come back, we will have Coach Danelle Wasden as she talks about last week's win and the upcoming weekend that is for Rich Rebel Sports. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
The team at T7 Propane in Woodruff is always cheering for the Rich Rebels, in sports, in the classroom, and in life. For quality professional propane service, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208. When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Ready Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Here with the Rich Rebels varsity volleyball coach, that's Danelle Wasden. And Coach, you're now 1-0 officially as a varsity coach here at Rich. How does it feel?
Really great. Glad that we're 1-0.
You guys faced a little adversity off the bat for a team last year who, I'm not going to say it went perfectly smoothly because obviously it didn't, but they had a lot of really good moments. How important is it for a team to face adversity throughout the season?
I think it's very important. Our girls, our last game, the coaches kind of threw a curveball at them, and they handled it very well. I was glad to see them keep their heads together and come back and win those next 3 games.
Could you go ahead and talk about the curveball? Because it was an interesting thing, and now that you kind of explained it, it all makes sense why things happen that way. But, credit to the girls. They fought back, and they got a very impressive 3-1 victory over a pretty sound Manila team.
Yes, Manila was very sound. They did a great job. Have some good players, and you can see that their programs, it keeps improving, and it's going to be amazing. So we turned in the wrong lineup. Our girls were not in the rotation they were used to be in, and it was hard. They talk about usually it's the coach's fault when you lose and the players when you win, and it was definitely the coach's. It was our fault that we lost that one. So I was very proud of the girls and how they handled that.
Better now than in the future. But as a coach, even on the human side of it, coaches make mistakes too. As a coach, how can you learn from that mistake?
Definitely, we learn that how do we want to put that rotation in and to double check and make sure it's how we want it. And it's definitely a human thing, probably something we don't want to try again. But you know what? It was, like you said, adversity sometimes is good.
So you guys have a pretty strong week coming up. You guys are going to get quite a few games in, as you'll have Kemmerer on Thursday, then the Cokeville tournament Friday and Saturday. First with Kemmerer, what are you guys looking forward to for that match?
Just playing the kind of ball that we know how to play and what we've been practicing and work hard. And I believe my girls are amazing, and if they'll come out and play like they should, it'll be a great weekend.
So can you talk about the Cokeville tournament? Because you guys are in a pretty strong group with Mountain View being a state champion and Star Valley being a really solid program. Then, of course, you have Grace, Idaho in your guys' group. Talk about the competition and how much better that tournament can make you as a whole program.
Yeah, so Cokeville tournament's always a great tournament with amazing teams, and I do feel that we're in a tough bracket, but I also feel the girls have come to practice these last 3 weeks and worked super hard, and we're going to go and learn some things, I'm sure, and also see what we can do, see what they can show the other teams. So I'm excited.
So what do you want to see for your guys' team this week?
I'd like to see some good passing. I'd like to see some perseverance and tough serving and just the good fundamental keys, and I believe they can do it.
We want to thank Danelle Wasden for being a part of the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show on the Summit Pizza pregame show. When we come back, we'll have some keys to today's matchup as well as we'll meet your Rebels. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as on 98.3 KADQ.
When you're experiencing pain from an injury or pain for an unknown reason, it can negatively impact how you function every day. It's good to know that individually supervised physical therapy is available at Evanston Regional Hospital. From athletes to seniors, we assist patients with personalized treatment plans. We offer a broad range of therapies, including cardiac rehab, post-surgical rehab, concussion recovery, and sports rehab. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today, 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Welcome back to the Summit Pizza pregame show as you are watching live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Time for your Ellingford Brothers key to today's game. For all your sand, cement, gravel needs, call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston today. And for the Rebels, it's real simple. Jump out on top of this team. This is a team they beat twice last year, a team that is playing in their first game. So if you apply pressure early, you could very well get some mistakes out of this Kemmerer team, as it's their first game of the season. You remember back to last week in the Rich first game of the season, they had some mistakes early as well. So if the Rebels can take advantage of that, I think they'll put themselves in a good spot. As when we come back, we'll meet your 2023 Rich Rebels.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are Rich High School alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
You hear that? That's the sound your new water makes just before it gets to your bottle. You see, at Little Spring Water, they don't add a thing. It's the purest, cleanest, and healthiest water you could possibly drink. It's nature in a bottle. Little Spring Water is a family-owned and operated bottled water company right here in Utah. Nestled in a beautiful canyon in Bear Lake, this spring has been in the family for 5 generations, and now it can be in yours as well. It's high-quality premium drinking water packaged in a durable, recyclable bottle that won't spill or crack on you and can be refilled multiple times. No chemicals, no additives, just pure, clean, healthy water. And because Little Spring Water is local, you can get it at a fraction of the cost. Look for Little Spring Water at a grocery store near you. If you don't see it, ask your grocer for it by name. Little Spring Water. It's nature in a bottle.
Hi, I'm Casey Wilson. I am going to be a senior this year, and I will be playing varsity setter.
Hi, my name is Nia Jolly. I'm going to be varsity opposite, which is right side, and I'll be a senior.
I'm Janie Valentine. I'm going to be a senior, and I will be a middle blocker on varsity.
My name is Hannah Scott. I'm going to be a senior, and I am playing varsity outside hitter.
Good, it's your girl Violet Taylor, a.k.a. V-Swizzle, and this year I'll be playing varsity outside.
Hey, I'm Haiti Pugmire. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm playing middle blocker on varsity.
Hey, I'm Brinley Hatch. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play outside hitter.
Hi, my name is Leah Peterson, and I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm playing outside hitter.
Bella Wheeler. I'm a sophomore. I'm probably going to play opposite.
Paige Smith, sophomore, outside hitter.
My name is Tyler Pugmire. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm playing middle.
I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a setter.
I'm Avery Weston. I'm a sophomore, and I play opposite.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a freshman. I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Lacey McKinnon, and I'm a freshman, and I'm going to be a middle hitter.
I'm Molly Weston, and I'm a freshman, and I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm a setter.
My name is Lida Taylor. I'm going to be a freshman,
and I want to play middle hitter.
My name is Kelsey Heiner. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm going to be back left.
I'm Chaisley Levitt, and I'm going to be a freshman, and I think I'm going to play JV, in middle hitter.
And welcome back inside the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are in the middle of the 2023 Ridge Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well is on 98.3 KDQ. Let's meet the starting lineups for both these teams. As you see, there's a big difference in the starting lineup from last week. Senior Nia Jolly for the Rich Rebels is out with an ankle injury, and that's all we really know about it, as hopefully she'll get back and she will get healthy soon. So take Nia out, add Paige Smith to the lineup, as this is your starting lineup for the Rich Rebels. Number 9, senior Casey Wilson. Number 15, sophomore Paige Smith. Number 21, Janie Walentine, she's a senior. 25, senior Violet Taylor. Number 40, she's also a senior, Haiti Pugmire. Number 41 to round out the starting lineup for the Rich Rebels is Hannah Scott, also a senior. Time to meet the Kemmerer Rangers starting lineup, as it is Lainey Walker, the junior, wearing number 1. Natasha Martinez, a junior as well, wearing number 3. Number 4, Hattie Plowman, the sophomore. Number 5, Gracie Painter, the senior. Number 11, Janae Skidmore, the junior. Number 15, Zoe Alrada, she's a junior as well. Serving as your libero for the Rich Rebels is number 7, Ava Ellsworth. And serving as the I believe libero for Kemmerer will be number 13, or excuse me, number 12, Sophie Archibald. As those are your starting lineups to start the game, we're going to go to our live cam. As it is set 1, we are about ready to go. I'm Aaron Pohl, and I want to thank you for joining us live from Kemmerer, Wyoming, as the Rebels in their second match of the season. Looking to continue the hot start, as they're looking to get off to a better start than they did last week in Manila, as I'm sure they're sick of hearing about how bad the start was. But they're able to respond, and we talked about on the Rebel Report, the daily show on the weekly show on 98.3 KDQ, that sometimes having a little bit of adversity isn't the worst thing in the world early on in the season. It's better to have it now than for that to happen later in the season. So the Rebels were able to work through it, as it showed some guts and moxie to be able to pull through, as we'll see how that translates here into Game 2. As the officials are going over some last-second instructions. As Ava Ellsworth's going to come into the game as the libero. She'll replace Paige Smith. Looks like Paige will play front line for the Rebels, as Ava will play the back line in that rotation. Libero is new from last season, as the Rebels didn't have a libero last year. Instead, they subbed in a couple of players per rotation. Now they have the libero in Ava Ellsworth, as we'll see how that changes the Rebels' strategy a bit. Ball is in the hand of Gracie Painter, the senior, as no more fitting player for this Kemmerer Rangers team to get their season underway as the first serve off the hands of Ellsworth and out of bounds. Rangers with an ace early on to go up 1-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Painter will serve again. Serving with her left hand on that left wing sideline. Ball's in the air. Dug out by Violet Taylor. Played to the left wing for Hannah Scott, who bumps it over safely. Diving effort there to keep it alive by the Rangers. Martinez an attack. Dug out there by Hannah Scott. As they play it over the net, Rangers on the attack. They go middle of the floor to Hattie Plowman. Diving effort there from Ellsworth, keeps it alive. Ball back on the Rangers side as Martinez tries for that far corner and catches the very tip of that corner as they go up 2-0. As there's a pretty good rally there. As Painter back to the line to serve again. Ball in the air, off the net, diving effort from Violet Taylor. That's going to fall in. Tough break there for the Rebels, as that'll go down as a second ace of the game for Gracie Painter. 3-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Talking about the Rebels trying to get off to a hot start. Opposite here as Ellsworth digs it out. Wilson saves it to the middle of the floor for Pugmire, who safely plays it over. As they go middle floor, Plowman, she attacks. That's going to be far across the back line, out of bounds as the Rebels pick up their first point, 3-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Hannah Scott will serve first for Rich. Right-handed serve from the middle of the floor over the net, dug out in the back row by Walker. They go right wing side for Martinez. That goes into the net as the Rebels pick up their second point. Now they trail 3-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott back to the service line, releases, ball over the net and too far out across that back line as the service error will give the ball back to Kemmerer. As the Rangers have doubled up the Rebels early on, 4-2. As checking into the game is number 7, Anna Costello. Martinez to serve. Over the net, dug out by Violet Taylor. As they're going to set Taylor up on the left wing. She attacks. That goes into the net. 5-2. Kemmerer on top. The Rebels are going to try to get Violet Taylor going early in the game. Of course, she led the team in kills last time out as Martinez's serve is dug out by Scott. Wallenstein plays at the middle of the floor where Casey Wilson's just going to play it over safely. On the attack, middle of the floor is Plowman. That's blocked to the ground as Pugmire got her hands to it. Unfortunately, it falls in on the Rebels' side. 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Martinez back to the service line. She attacks it from the middle of the floor with the right hand. Hannah Scott digs it out. Wilson goes to Taylor on the left wing. She pushes it over to the back corner, and that's a great placement there by Violet Taylor. We're going to go to the instant replay. As you can see, it's a little too far out in front of Taylor for her to spike it. As Pugmire serves, we are underway. We're going to go back to the live cam. As the ball goes out of bounds, Rebels will pick up the point. So we apologize about instant replay there, going a little longer than we expected. As Pugmire will serve again. We're going to get an out of rotation called against the Kemmerer Rangers. And you know, for that Rebel bench, it's got to be a little bit of a sigh of relief seeing that another team made a mistake like that. Of course, last week, 6 times they were called out of rotation due to a lineup error. As Pugmire will serve again, ball over, dug out in the back row by Painter. That's going to go under the net as Haiti Pugmire picks up the ace. And we are all tied 6-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Pugmire back to the line, attacks with that left hand on the left wing. Painter digs it out in the back row. They go near side. That is tipped there by Sophie Archibald. She picks up her first kill. She used a little bit of trickery there, lined up as she was going to the middle of the floor, tips it down the sideline, 7-6. The Kemmerer Rangers with the lead. This brings Hattie Plowman, the sophomore, to the service line. She'll attack with the right hand on that right wing side. Diving effort from Hannah Scott keeps it alive. As that's going to go out of bounds. Rebels pick up the point, 7-7. As they send Casey Wilson to the service line. As her serve over the net. Dug out nicely in the back row by Martinez. As they go blocked to the front of the net, down to the ground, as I believe Violet Taylor got her arms to that one. As the Rebels take their first lead of the contest, 8-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Casey Wilson serve over the net, dug out in the back row. They go right back to Costello. That's dug out nicely by the Rebels. They go back to Taylor on the left wing, slaps at it with their left hand, goes over the net. Rangers able to save it. Back over to the Rebels. They're on the attack. Violet Taylor from the left wing. Diving effort's not going to keep that one alive. And Violet Taylor picks up a kill there as we check that out on the replay. You can see they set up Violet nicely on that left wing. Ball played over the net. As the Rebels have it, Wallenstein, she finds that left wing sideline. As the Rebels go up 10-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. So we fix the scoreboard real quick on the score bug on mylocalradio.com. As Casey Wilson serves again, Off the arms of Martinez and out of bounds as Casey Wilson picks up the ace. And since Wilson stepped to the line, the Rebels have picked up the last 5 points, as they now lead 11-7. Casey lets the serve go. Dug out in the back row by Martinez. Played by Painter. On the wing to Costello. Rebels dig it out. They go Violet Taylor, left wing. She attacks. That's blocked at the front of the net and off of her arms, out of bounds. She tried to save that ball. It's a good defensive play there by Sophie Archibald. That'll send Janae Skidmore the service line. She attacks. Dug out by Scott. They go left wing to Taylor. She pushes it down the line off the arms of Skidmore. That's going to go backwards, out of bounds as Violet Taylor picks up another kill there. 12-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Brings Violet Taylor to the line. Look for the Rebels offensively to set up Hannah Scott on that left wing. And she had a very good game against Manila from that spot. Ball over the net. They go Painter with the left-handed swing, out of bounds across the near sideline. 13-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on top. So Violet Taylor will serve again. Ball over the net. Dug out there by Plowman. So they go middle of the floor. That's Walker. Deflected high in the air as Violet Taylor chases it down. Play to the middle where Casey Walker safely plays it over. Rangers on the attack. They go near side with the lefty Painter. That's into the net. Rebels pick up the point. 14-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. So it looks like in this configuration, Kemmerer wants to set up Painter on the right wing side with her left hand as Taylor serve over the net. They go to Painter on the left wing side. Dug out by Violet Taylor, kept alive. Great play there by Taylor. Scott digs it out for the Rebels. They go back to her on the left wing, and she attacks it. Nice dig there in the back row by Plowman as Painter attacks with the left hand. Dug out there by Wallenstein. Scott, left wing attack. Tipped on the front of the net as Wallenstein does a good job to play it high enough for the Rebels to bump it back over with Wilson. They go Painter. She sets up Walker middle of the floor. Hannah Scott's there to dig that out. So they go back to the middle. Wallenstein pushes it to the back corner. Nice dig there by Martinez to keep it alive. Ball goes over the net as Scott digs it out, gets the attack on the left wing, blocked into the net. Rebels keep it alive for the moment, punch it over, it's still going. As they go to the left wing, that's Costello into the net, and the Rebels pick up a huge, hard-fought point there. So let's check out the diving effort to keep that play alive early on. Actually, the replay is a little long as we go back to the live cam. As that's played over too far to the back. Good effort there by number 4, Plowman, as she goes sliding into the bleachers, unable to play it back over. 16-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels have doubled up the Rangers, and we are going to get a timeout. And with that, you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change a message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Stars broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team on the road at Kemmerer as they are on top 16-8 here in the first set. I'm Aaron Poling. Thank you for joining us as Violet Taylor goes to the line to serve. Right-handed serve over the net, dug out in the back row by Costello. Painter, middle of the floor, plays it over. So go to Wallenstein, she'll attack. That's going to be too far out of bounds. She got just a bit underneath that one. As it's 16-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. It'll send Zoe Arata back to the service line. Ball played over the net, dug out by Wallenstein. They go to Scott on the left wing. She attacks. Dug out in the back row by Plowman. Right wing attack from Martinez into the arms of Haiti Pugmire, as the Rebels are going to bump this one over with Hannah Scott. She plays it to the middle of the floor on the far side. Painter on the right wing. She attacks. That's off the net. Scott keeps it alive. So it's Paige Smith as that's bumped over by Wallenstein. Painter's going to attack from the left side. Finds the lefty on the other side, and Pugmire. Scott will attack from the left wing, and we're going to get a lift called against Casey Wilson. She tried to set up Hannah Scott on that left wing side. Scott absolutely blasted that ball to the floor. Unfortunately, though, the lift, Casey Wilson goes to the huddle, tapping on her chest, as that's going to fall in for an ace. As I believe that was Arata with the ace. 16-11 the score. Rebels on top, looking to secure set one. Arata serve over the net, dug out by Taylor. They go middle of the floor to Wallenstein. Didn't quite get all of that one. Finds the arms of Painter on the left wing. It's going to be attacked by Arata into the net. 17-11. Rebels on top. Quite a few of the Rebels student body have made it out to Kemmerer tonight as Wallenstein serves into the net. And it's been a little bit of a duel back and forth between the two student sections. As so far, their favorite chant is to let the players know they can't hit the ball into the net. As Painter's serve goes over the net. As Wilson tips it over, and it's going to fall under the net as Painter tried to save it. Casey Wilson with a nifty little tip there. Gets the dump set kill. So it's her first of the contest. That's going to send Paige Smith to the service line. She lets the serve go, dug out in the back row by Natasha Martinez. They go right wing to Painter, and she buries that one into the net. Rebels pick up the point, 19-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Smith will go back to the service line. Smith lets the serve go from the right wing corner. Dug out in the back by Martinez. They're going to go back to Martinez with a 10-foot line attack. Dug out in the back row by Violet Taylor. Scott will attack with the left hand. That's going to be out of bounds. No deflection as the point goes to Kemmerer. As the way the ball came off of Hannah's hand, it looked like it got deflected. Instead, point goes to the Rangers, 19-13. Of course, the official's much closer than I am, as there's an official right there to make the call as Painter serves, dug out by Ellsworth. As she checks back into the game, Pugmire's going to play it over. Dug out by the Rangers. They go to Martinez, who has to bump it over. A little bit of miscommunication for the Rangers. Rebels set up. Pugmire attacks middle of the floor. Diving effort to keep it alive by Painter. As Arata's going to bump it over. As Pugmire goes for the attack. Dug out by the Rangers. Martinez on the right side pushes it. Scott with the dig. They're going to go to Hannah Scott on the left wing. She just pushes it over. Rangers are able to tap it over. Painter safely plays it to the Rebels side, where they find Pugmire middle of the floor with the left hand. Diving effort off of the referee stand as Haiti Pugmire picks up a kill there from the middle of the floor. As she looked like she was going to the left side, instead taps that to the right side. Catches the defense off guard. 20-13. Rebels on top with Hannah Scott serving. Dug out in the back row by Arata. They go to Martinez on the right wing side, and that's going to go around the antenna out of bounds. Rebels pick up the point. 21-13 as Hannah Scott serves. She approaches. That's going to be an ace for Hannah Scott as that really took off on Arata. As that ball had a little bit of a curve to it, Hannah Scott picks up the ace, and she'll go back to the line looking for more. 22-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on top. And Scott serves again over the net. Dug out in the back row by Painter. As they're going to go right back to her. She attacks from the back row. Diving effort to keep it alive. Ball in play as Ellsworth gets up and can't get there, but it's out of bounds as the Rebels catch a bit of a break there. Good diving effort there from Ava Ellsworth to keep that play alive. The spot where she was wide open, but the Rangers couldn't take advantage as Hannah Scott will serve again. 23-13, Rebels up 10. As Arata is going to attack that from the back row, and she misses that one. That's going to fall on the Rangers' side. 24-13, Rebels on top. Hannah Scott has set point in her hand as she attacks. Ball's in the air, and that is too far out of bounds across that back line, and she tried to end this one herself. If the Rebels want to end it, they'll have to do it on the defense. on the return, as Natasha Martinez will serve. As into the game for Kemmerer is Anna Costello, as well as Painter back in. Is a good effort there by Violet Taylor. Keeps the ball alive. Rebels able to play it over. They go middle of the floor. That's Plowman, and she buries that into the net as the Rebels pick up the set victory as they win 25-14 as we check that out on the replay. The Stacy's Repair replay, as it's a nice save there by Taylor. As that's going to take us to break. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
After battling the 2-1 score finishes last season, the Rebels will welcome the Monticello Buckaroos to Rich County as they prepare for Week 2. Join me, Aaron Poling, along with Rob Leifson, as we'll have the game on 98.3 as well as online at mylocalradio.com. Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as the Rebels pick up set 1 victory over the Kemmerer Rangers. 25-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we reset the scoreboard, move along to the second set. As the Rebels up 1-0 in sets as we start set 2. They will serve. As Hannah Scott looks like she'll lead off for the Rebels. As Ava Ellsworth is going to replace Paige Smith in the back row. 25-14, the Rebels win that first set, looking for more as they fell behind 4-0 in that first set of the contest. They'll look to get off to a little bit quicker of a start here in set number 2. Hannah Scott will be tasked to do so. She has the ball in her hands. Going to serve from the middle of the floor, taps with that right hand, ball in the air as that's dug out by Martinez. Play to the middle of the floor for Painter. She attacks Hannah Scott with a nice dig. As they go Taylor left wing side into the blocking defenders off them into the net for the first point of the set. 1-0 Rebels. Scott back to the line as she serves, ball over, dug out by Martinez. They're going to go right back to her on the left wing side. She attacks Ellsworth with a dig. As that goes high in the air, Wilson is going to be called for a lift as she tried to tap that one out from under the net to Violet Taylor. She's called for the lift. That'll be the first point for the Rangers in set 2, 1-1. As Sophie Archibald checks in for Janae Skidmore. Painter, the lefty, serves, and that's going to go too far out of bounds. 2-1 Rebels. As they'll send Haiti Pugmire to the line to serve. Pugmire attacks with that left hand from the middle of the floor. Finds Painter on the far side. They go near side on the attack to number 12. That's Archibald. She didn't get all of that one, but she got enough of it to place it in the perfect spot down that left sideline as it falls in. Tasha Martinez will serve for the Rangers. As checking in for the Rangers on that front line, number 7, Anna Costello. So Martinez serves. Pugmire with the dig. Rebels set up. Walentine on the near side. That's going to be played under the net by the Rangers as they had a perfect setup attempt. Somebody was late to the party as they punch it under the net. Rebels catch a huge break there as what looked like should have been an offensive attack for the Rangers. Leads to the Rebels picking up the point as Casey Wilson will serve. Ball over the net, dug out by Painter. As they're going to go right back to Walker. She plays it over safely. Rebels looking to set up the attack. Walentine from the middle of the floor. Finds Walker in that back row, middle of the floor. They go to Costello. She attacks from the left wing, 10-foot line. No avail as Violet Taylor just punches at that, and that's going to fall in for the Rebels as that ball wasn't exactly in her wheelhouse for her to crush it. Instead, she plays it over softly, and the Rebels are going to pick up the point as Violet Taylor will pick up the kill, her 4th of the contest. Casey Wilson to serve for the Rebels over the net. Dug out in the back row there by Costello. Played to the middle of the floor. Painter just plays it over softly. Rebels look to set up the attack. They go middle of the floor. Walentine, she attacks. Caught a part of the net, goes over as Plowman plays it for the Rangers. Set up Taylor on the left side. She does that left-hand slap again, and again that's going to fall in for a point as the ball wasn't placed exactly where Taylor wanted it to, but she's able to make lemonade with that as she flips it over with that left hand. It falls in for another kill, her 5th of the game. As Casey Wilson serves again, dug out by Costello. As Walker's going to play it over from the back row. Pugmire does a good job as they go to Walentine, middle of the floor. As Pugmire dug that out, Walentine tacks middle of the floor. Martinez will attack from the back row, off of the hands of Walentine. Taylor is able to save it for the moment, but it goes out of bounds across that left wing sideline as Violet Taylor had to go back for that ball as it kind of pinballed off a couple of Rebels' arms. 5-3 on the station on main scoreboard here in set 2. As that'll send Hattie Plowman to service stripe as that's going to go too far out of bounds. 6-3 on the station on main scoreboard. The Rebels have doubled up the Rangers here in set number 2. Of course, they lead 1-0 on sets as Violet Taylor will go to the line to serve. Dug out by Costello in the back row. They go far side for Archibald. Played over. Rebels are trying to save that one. They hit it into the net. That's going to fall in on the Rebels side as the Rangers will pick up the point as the initial dig kind of exploded off the arms of one of the Rebels players as it was good effort to try to keep that alive as Skidmore comes in for Archibald. Goes right to the service line for Skidmore. She attacks it. Played over. Dug out by Walentine. As Scott will attack from the 10-foot line. That's off the hands of Walker, and they're unable to keep it alive as Walker plays it into the net, plays it again. Rebels pick up the point there on the 2 hits. As a pretty good attack there from Hannah Scott. Picks up her first kill as she attacked that ball from the 10-foot line. It was a really good attack. As Walentine will serve. Ball over. Off the arms of the back row player, Plowman. She gets it back, plays it over safely. Rebels look to set up. Scott on the left wing. She attacks. That is out of bounds. They say that no Rangers player touched it, so it'll be Rangers point. Scott trying to play that one down the left sideline. Plays it too far out of bounds. Is checking in for the Rangers. Number 13, Zoe Arata. She'll serve. Violet Taylor with the dig. They set up Pugmire middle of the floor. She tips it over as Martinez gets a chance on the right wing with a set over the net. Scott digs it out, gets the attack on the left wing. That's deflected. She pushes it right back. Good effort there from Plowman to keep it alive as Painter's going to safely bump it over. Rebels on the attack as they go to Scott. She attacks off the front line. That's going to be down to the floor for another kill for Hannah Scott, her 2nd of the game. As we check that out on the Stacey's Repair instant replay as you can see the effort there to push it back over by Scott, and then she gets another opportunity. As you can see right there, she finishes off the play. As Paige Smith will serve for the Rebels. She attacks over the net. Dug out in the back row by Plowman. Skidmore's going to safely bump it over as the Rebels set the attack up. Scott, left wing, pushes it down the sideline. Skidmore with the dig. As Painter plays it over. Violet Taylor digs that out for the Rebels in the back row. As Pugmire, she attacks with the left hand. No avail. As they set up Martinez on the left wing. Diving up from Smith to keep it alive. Unfortunately, can't quite get all of that one. As that ball rolls under the net. 8-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on top by 2. Serve over the net, dug out by Hannah Scott. They go back to her on the left wing. She attacks. That's off the arms of Painter, out of bounds. As that's the third kill for Scott in this set. Scott will serve. Ball over the net. As it's tried to be bumped over by Orada. She doesn't get enough of that one for about the third time today. She's tried to play the ball over from the back row and just hasn't quite got enough of the ball. 10-6 Rebels as Scott will serve again. As that one is a missile. That's going to go too far out of bounds. As the back row defender there in Painter does a good job just to get out of the way of that one, as that ball was headhunting as it passes by about shoulder height. 10-7, Rangers with the serve. It's Painter. Pugmire digs it out as Wilson tips it over. Rangers set up the attack, middle of the floor for Plowman. Scott with a nice dig in the back row. As they go back to Pugmire, middle of the floor, Painter with a nice dig. Sets up Martinez on the left wing. As she attacks, that's going to go too far out of bounds as she tried to go from that left wing to the far right wing corner. Tried to go cross court. That does not fall in. Just misses, but not by much. 11-7, Rebels on top with the Pugmire serve in the air. That's going to go off the arms of the backline defender, out of bounds as Haiti Pugmire picks up another ace. That's the Rebels' fourth ace of the contest, 12-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Pugmire will go back to the line. Real basic setup, just throws the ball in the air with their left hand, plays it over, and it's been very effective as that serve is unable to be returned as it's knocked around by the Rangers under the net. 13-7, Rebels on top. Pugmire, go back to work. That one's into the net, 13-8, as the Rangers will serve. It'll be Natasha Martinez, but not before we get a substitution. As it's Costello checking back in for the Rangers, replacing Orada. As that serve is dug out by Ellsworth. Played to Violet Taylor, who safely bumps it over. Rangers look to set up the attack, and they do. Far side, blocked to the floor by Violet Taylor, her second of the contest. As to go along with her 5 kills, she has 2 blocks, both leading straight to points. As Casey Wilson will serve with the Rebels up 6 here in set number 2. Serve over the net. Dug out in the back row. A couple of Rangers nearly run into each other. They're going to be unable to play that over. As on the far sideline, it was Archibald and Plowman that ran into each other, and that ball kind of skidded sideways across the net. Instead of going over, it stays on the Rangers side. Rebels pick up the point as Wilson served. Diving effort to keep it alive. It's going to be Plowman to push it over. Smith bumps it over for the Rebels as Wallenstein, middle of the net, buries that one into the net, as it's 15-9 here in set number 2 as Wallenstein with the miss hit. Rebels have really gone to that middle blocker on the attack so far today as that serve over the net, dug out by Taylor. Then go right back to her on the left wing. She pushes it over. Plowman with the dig as it's going to be Painter. Safely bumps it over for the Rangers. Rebels look to set up the attack. They go middle of the floor for Wallenstein. That time into the net again as she was at the 10-foot line trying to play that over with an attack. 15-10 now as Plowman will serve. As she attacks, Scott keeps it alive with a nice dig. They go Taylor left wing. She attacks into that block. That's a great block there by Painter as that falls in, 15-11. As the Rangers pick up the point. Back to the line is Plowman. Serves with the right hand, ball over. And that is going to go too far out of bounds. 16-11, Rebels on top. As it'll send Violet Taylor to the service line. Taylor plays it over. Martinez with a dig at the back line. Painter's going to have to set it over. Casey Wilson with the dig as Paige Smith sets up Wallenstein. Plays it with the left hand. Good read there by Costello as she's going to get the attack. Pushes over Scott with the dig. Wilson sets Hannah Scott up on the left wing. She attacks off the arms and out of bounds as Plowman was able to get her arms to it. That ricochets off her arms right into the stands as Hannah Scott picks up her 4th kill of the game. Violet Taylor back to the service line, up 17-11 as she's going to pick up an ace to go along with her 5 kills so far in the contest. She'll go right back to the line looking for more. 18-11, Rebels on top. Ball over the net as that hits the tape, falls in as Violet Taylor gets a little bit of luck on her side there. Back-to-back aces for Violet Taylor, 19-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Taylor will serve, ball over, dugout there by Costello. We're going to get a lift called against the Rangers. 20-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and we're going to get a timeout called as you are watching 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as on 98.3 KDQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as on 98.3 KDQ. As the Rebels hit the floor, Rangers hit the floor. We are ready to go here in set number 2. 20-11, Rebels on top after the Rangers called timeout. Rebels have widened the score a bit here. Was a 5-point game before Violet Taylor stepped to the service line as she gets another ace, her 3rd in this set of serves. 21-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard as that goes off of Martinez's arms behind her out of play as Violet Taylor will serve again. Ball over the net, dug out by Costello on the left wing. Painter's going to have to bump it over from the middle of the 10-foot line. Rebels on the attack as Wilson sets up Scott on the left wing. She unloads, blocked, but is able to push it back over as the Rangers' front line has been great as they've had quite a few blocks played over to the Rebels side. As they go middle of the floor, Wallenstein, she attacks. Martinez with a dig in the left back row. They go Costello. She pushes it over where no Rebel is. It's a great read there by Anna Costello. She picks up the kill. That ends the Rebels' run, 21-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Skidmore will serve. She'll serve with that right hand. Running start. Dug out there by Taylor. As it's going to be a Pugmire played over the net from the back row. Does a good job there. Rangers look to set up the attack. They do. Painter on the left wing side. That's blocked down to the floor. As I believe by the reaction of Hannah Scott and Janie Wallenstein that Hannah Scott got her arms to that one. As that falls in. 22-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Wallenstein lets that serve go a little too hard. Across that back line, out of bounds, 22-13. Rangers with the serve. They trail by 9. As Alrada, is going to step in for Costello. Go straight to the service line. Over the net with that right hand. Violet Taylor with the dig. As they go to Paige Smith. She attacks, looking for her first varsity kill. Got her first varsity start tonight. Martinez counters with the attack off the net. And they're going to call that 4 hits as it goes right back to Painter. She plays it in the air, being the 4th hit. Paige Smith retrieves the ball as she's going to serve. 23-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. She lets it go over the net in that finds the corner for her first ever varsity ace. Congratulations to Paige Smith, as I'm sure tonight is going to be a lot of firsts for her, as she couldn't have played that any more perfect. Nearly hit the flag judge as they had to dance out of the way to get to the ball, as Smith will attack again, trying for that same back corner. Instead finds Martinez, and we're going to end set number 2 with back-to-back Paige Smith aces. As she steps into the lineup for the Rebels, makes an impact. And why not? Let's check that out on the Stacey Chappelle instant replay. As Smith, her serve over the net. You can see Martinez gets her arms to it, plays it backwards. Is that our Stacey Chappelle instant replay? When we come back, we'll have set number 3 for you. Rebels up 2-0 as they win this one 25-13. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
With the title defense underway, the Rich Rebels hit the road for an early season test. They take on the Kemmerer Rangers Thursday night at 6 p.m. The tough sledding continues as the Rebels travel to the Cokeville Invite, where they will play the Star Valley Braves in the opener at 8 a.m. Stay tuned for day 2 of the tournament, as we'll have every single Rebels match from day 2 of the Cokeville Invite. This is Aaron Poling inviting you to catch all of these games on 98.3 KDQ, as well as on mylocalradio.com. Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tigers broadcast booth. We are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening to them on 98.3 KDQ as we set the scoreboard up for set number 3. Rangers' Gracie Painter will start us off into the net as the Rebels take an early 1-0 lead. They lead 2-0 on sets, as Hannah Scott will serve first for the Rebels. Ball into the air, as that's going to find the hardwood as Hannah Scott picks up another ace, her second of the contest. Make that now 11 aces for this Rebels team, as they have been very good from the service line today. 2-0. Station on main scoreboard as Scott back to the line, as she finds Martinez in that back left corner. Played high in the air, as Arada is going to have to set it over. Rebels look to set up the attack as they go to Taylor left wing, and she tips it over the top and finds the hardwood. Crafty play there by the senior for her 6th kill of the contest. She'd been blocked a couple times from that spot earlier in set number 2. As she makes an adjustment, learns from it, tips it over as the Rebels go up 3-0 with Scott back to the line to serve. Played over off of Martinez, goes backwards, but they're able to save it to Painter. Bumps it over. Rebels look to set up the attack. As they do, middle of the floor to Pugmire. She hits that one a little too hard. Goes across the back line out of bounds as she played it nearly in the perfect spot. 3-1 on the station on main scoreboard as the Rangers will get their second serve of set number 3 with Martinez. She approaches after a couple hard dribbles. Diving up from Violet Taylor keeps it alive. So they're going to go to Pugmire on the side, and that hits the net. And that's going to fall in as the Rebels pick up the point, as Haiti Pugmire's attack hit the net, got to a couple of arms for the Rangers side. They're unable to play it back over. 4-1. Rebels on top as Haiti Pugmire will get the kill and go to the service line. As she attacks, ball over the net. Painter digs it out as they set up Archibald on the near side. That's tipped at the line. Goes back to Scott as the Rebels set up Taylor. Her attack into the arms of Archibald, but she hit it twice. So that's going to be a point for the Rebels. As that time, Violet Taylor said enough of this blocking stuff. She just powers that one through the hands of Archibald. When you hit as hard as Violet Taylor does, sometimes that is an option, as the Pugmire serve is going to be punched back over by Painter after a couple of hits. Rebels look to set up the attack. They go Wallenstein, middle of the floor, and she just misses that back left corner. So it'll be out of bounds, 5-2. Rebels on top. And the Rebels have done a good job sprinkling in that middle blocker every once in a while. I think that's kept the Rangers defense from really trying to hammer over to the side of the left wing where the Rebels like to set up the attacks. They go Wallenstein. She pushes this one back corner. That's a great save for the moment by Martinez. None of her teammates are able to get to it, as it'll go for a kill for Janie Wallenstein. 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. But back to my point, as they've been heavily in that second set, they were heavily trying to play over towards the left wing side where Hannah Scott and Violet Taylor attack as Archibald. Her attack from the right wing side goes under the net as she didn't get all of that one. 7-2. As she gives a thumbs up to the Rebel student section. As Wilson will serve. Ball over, that's off the hands of Costello, out of bounds as Casey Wilson gets into the A's party with her second of the contest. 5 different Rebels have recorded service aces in the contest. As Wilson back to the line, that one's into the net. 8-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Rangers will serve. Skidmore will check in for Archibald. She'll serve. Going to get a running start from that right wing side over the net, dug out by Pugmire. As Wilson goes middle of the floor for Wallenstein, and she tries to find that back left corner. That's going to be just out of bounds. As Janie Wallenstein's been probably a couple inches away on multiple occasions from finding those back corners from that middle blocker spot. As Skidmore, she'll attack. Scott with the dig. Set up Violet Taylor on the left wing as that's over the net. Played by the Rangers as Painter safely bumps it over. Scott with the dig. As Smith sets up Wallenstein, she's just going to bump that one over as the Rebels live to fight another play. Set up Painter middle of the floor. She pushes to that back corner where nobody was, and that's a great shot there from Lainey Walker, who pushed it over with two hands, finds that soft spot in the defense. 8-5 as the Rangers will serve again. Skidmore attacks, dug out by Pugmire, as Wilson does a good job playing that back. Pugmire punches it with the left hand, a little upset with herself as that ball on the dig went under the net. Good job by Casey Wilson to keep it alive for the moment. 8-6. Rebels lead with Skidmore serving again for the Rangers. Dug out by Hannah Scott. They go left wing. Taylor, she attacks. That's a diving effort into the net as a couple of Rangers collided by the net trying to save that one. As Violet Taylor with her 7th kill of the ball game. They've scored 9-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. She'll go right to the service line. Ball played over. Dug out. They go to Painter on the left wing side as she crushes that one a little too hard, as that goes about 10 feet out across that back line. Just did not get on top of that one. As Taylor go back to the line to serve. Rebels up 4. She lets it go. Dug out by Martinez. And that goes off the net, and the Rangers are unable to save it. So credit Violet Taylor for another ace. It's her 4th to go along with 7 kills and 2 blocks. Is real good all-around stat sheet stuffer game, as Dick Vitale would say. Taylor back to the line. Right-handed serve over the net. Dug out in the back row by Plowman. So they go middle of the floor to Painter. Hannah Scott with a nice dig. They're going to go right back to her on the left wing, as that set was too far over the net. Painter tried to play it to where none of the Rebels were. She did, except she played it out of bounds across the left wing side as she was trying to finesse that ball into a spot where the Rebels had left open. Instead, it goes out of bounds. Rebels up by 6 as Taylor serve over the net. Couple of players run into each other, but the Rangers are able to save it. Scott, left wing attack, off the net. Good dig there by Costello as Martinez comes running in, tries to push that one over, pushes it into the net. 13-6, Rebels on top with Violet Taylor back to the line to serve. Then we're back to set 2. Violet Taylor was at the line serving when the Rebels were able to widen their lead. As their serve dug out by the Rangers, they go to Painter. Her attack, nice diving effort by Taylor to keep it alive. They set up Hannah Scott on the left wing as she hits that one a little too far out across that far sideline. 13-7, the Rangers with the serve. Zoe Arata will serve. Middle of the floor, right-hand serve into the net. Rebels get the ball right back as they have doubled up. The Rangers 14-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Wallenstein back to the line to serve. Of the 6 Rebel players that have served so far, as Wallenstein serves off the tape, Martinez is able to dig it out. Skidmore plays it high in the air, or Plowman just pushes it over. Rebels set up the attack. So go middle of the floor to Pugmire. She has a great attack there, nearly buried, but we're going to get a lift called against the Rangers. They played it out of bounds either way. 15-7, Rebels on top as Wallenstein back to the line to serve. She's the only Rebel so far without an ace to her name of the 6 that have served in the contest. Wallenstein lets it go. Plowman with the dig. Martinez plays it back to the middle of the floor where Skidmore has to bump it over. It's a nice dig there by Wallenstein as they go to Smith on the far side. Her attack falls to the floor, and one of many, Paige Smith with her first career kill for the Rebels. Make that the Rebels varsity team as Wallenstein back to the line to serve. 16-7 as her serve goes a little too far out of bounds. 16-8 on the station on main scoreboard as the Rangers will send Walker to the line to serve. She attacks. Played over, dug out by Wallenstein. As they go to Scott, she pushes to the left hand. That's blocked as Pugmire just punches that back over. Rangers set up the attack. Plowman middle of the floor, and that falls in as Plowman's attack was right in front of Violet Taylor. Just couldn't quite get her arms underneath that one. 16-9 on the station on main scoreboard with Walker back to the service line. Her right-handed serve over the net, dug out by Taylor. They go to Scott, left wing. She attacks, blocked the net as Wilson's just going to dump that one over. Walker with the dig. They set up Martinez. Her attack is too far out of bounds across that back line. 17-9 on the station on main scoreboard. So they'll send Paige Smith to the line to serve. Smith lets it go. Dug out by Arata in the back row. Middle of the floor attack for Plowman. She tips it over, tips it into a spot where no Rebels defender is on that right wing side. That's a good attack there from Plowman as she picks up the kill. 17-10 on the station on main scoreboard. That'll send the lefty Painter to the service line. Her serve dug out by Ellsworth, just checked in for Paige Smith. Wilson plays it to the middle of the floor. Pugmire attacks, and that's going to be a kill for Haiti Pugmire on what looked like a broken play. Pugmire attacks from the 10-foot line, picks up her 4th kill of the game. 18-10. I talked to her a little bit after the Manila game, and she admitted to being a little bit rusty. As you got to remember, that's her first volleyball game in about 2 years after an injury. She looks a lot more informed today as she has herself 4 kills as that serves over the net. They go to Martinez, attacks on the left wing, dug out. They go right back to Pugmire, and she buries that one. Haiti Pugmire, back-to-back kills, give her 5 in the contest. 19-10 on the station on main scoreboard, and Haiti Pugmire can play like this. That opens up an already awesome Rebel attack for more attacks from the middle, allowing the left blocker, or the outside hitters to attack more. As Scott, her serve over the net, and that's going to be an ace as Painter gets her arms to it. It goes out of bounds. 3rd ace of the contest for Hannah Scott. As Rebels serving has been terrific today. So we'll have more on that in a second as Scott serves it. That's going to be popped out of bounds over the net, over across the back line for the 4th ace of the contest for Hannah Scott. We come back from this commercial break. I'll have how many aces the Rebels servers have had as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Buying or selling real estate can be fun, especially when you have a realtor that's working hard on your behalf. Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty have unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise. The team at Bear Lake Realty will work to get you the best price. Whatever you're looking for, buying or selling, residential, commercial, year-round living, half shares, quarter shares, or income property, hire the best real estate company, Bear Lake Realty. Log on today, bearlakerealty.com.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It's time for our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. As you can see, the student section that traveled from Rich, they've been boisterous today as the Rebels have given them plenty to cheer about. They lead 21-10 here in the third set. As when you need a realtor, whether you're buying or selling, hire the best. Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty. Log on today at bearlakerealty.com or call 435-946-8888 as we go back to our live cam. Rebels on top 21-10, and I promised you a stat before we went to break. It's how many aces the Rebels servers have, and it is 16 as Hannah Scott approaches, attacks, and gets number 17 right there as the Rebels. Scott now has 5 aces, make that 17 aces in the contest. When you serve like this, you're going to be very hard to beat, as the Rebels have proven today. They lead 22-10 as Scott serves again. That one goes over the net, returned by the Rangers. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks and finds the hardwood as Violet Taylor picks up her 8th kill of the contest. 23-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels 2 points away from picking up their second victory of the season. Hannah Scott back to the service line. Will serve from the middle of the floor. She attacks. Ball over off the tape, and that's going to fall for another ace. Rebels with 18 aces on the day. Scott has 6 of them to her credit. Looking for the extra point from the service line as Scott with 6 already. 24-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard as game point, match point in the hands of Hannah Scott, and that is just across the back line. What a fitting way to end it that would have been, as Hannah Scott misses probably the 7th ace of her game by, I'd say, no more than 2 inches. If the Rebels want to do this, they're going to have to do it on the return, as Natasha Martinez will serve. Ball over the net, dug out by Hannah Scott. Wilson sets up Pugmire. She attacks from the left wing. Nice dig there by Painter to keep the game alive as Martinez just bumps it over. Rebels will set up. Wilson goes left wing. Violet Taylor, she clobbers that one down the line for the victory, as Violet Taylor is actually going to be called for a lift. And I do believe that was the right call, as Violet Taylor has this attack where she palms the ball a little bit. That time she held on to it a little bit too long, as that serve's dug out by Hannah Scott. They go right back to Taylor. This time she attacks it off the front row. Saved by Archibald. That's going to fall in as the Rich Rebels win their second game of the contest. We check that out on the Stacey's Repair instant replay. As the serve goes over, Rebels setting up Taylor. Why not? She attacks. Good block there from the front row, but they're unable to recover. And the Rebels win this one 25-11. They win the third set. As when we come back, we'll have the post-game show for you as we were watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're recovering from an injury, just had surgery, or you're dealing with a chronic condition, Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. In addition to the top-of-the-line facilities, we are the only physical therapy clinic in Southwest Wyoming with a full-size therapy pool and spa for aquatic-based treatment. Call today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
With the title defense underway, the Rich Rebels hit the road for an early season test. They take on the Kemmerer Rangers Thursday night at 6 p.m. The tough sledding continues as the Rebels travel to the Cokeville Invite, where they will play the Star Valley Braves in the opener at 8 a.m. Stay tuned for day 2 of the tournament, as we'll have every single Rebels match from day 2 of the Cokeville Invite. This is Aaron Poling inviting you to catch all of these games on 98.3 KDQ as well as on mylocalradio.com. After battling the 2-1 score finishes last season, the Rebels will welcome the Monticello Buckaroos to Rich County as they prepare for Week 2. Join me, Aaron Poling, along with Rob Leifson, as we'll have the game on 98.3 as well as online at mylocalradio.com.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
After battling the 2-1 score finishes last season, the Rebels will welcome the Monticello Buckaroos to Rich County as they prepare for Week 2. Join me, Aaron Poling, along with Rob Leifson, as we'll have the game on 98.3 as well as online at mylocalradio.com.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Welcome to the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. It is time for Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap as the Rebels take care of business 3-0 on the station on main scoreboard. As I'll recap that very quickly, as you know, it was almost the same thing as last week, except obviously not as bad of a start. The Rebels got off to, they trailed 4-0 early on in this one, as a couple of bad breaks. It's not necessarily that they played bad in those first 4 points, it's just that a ball would hit one of their hands, a player would go one way, it'd go the other way. A couple of bad breaks early on, but they're able to respond and really take care of business, as these games, these sets were 24-14, 25-13, 25-12, getting a little bit better each set as the Rebels win 3-0 on that station on main scoreboard. As it is time When we come back, we'll have some post-game highlights for you. You are watching 2023 Rich Rebels volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for your post-game highlights brought to you by the town of Woodruff as the Rebels win this one 3-0 on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. And for those, we're going to turn it over to the stat sheet real quickly as a lot of Rebels got it done in a lot of different ways. Leading the way on the attack is Violet Taylor with 8 kills, 2 blocks, and 4 aces. Hannah Scott had 4 kills to her name. She also had 6 aces. As I can't read my own writing. Katie Pugmire with 5 kills, 3 aces. Paige Smith had a kill and a pair of aces, as Casey Wilson has the same stat line, a kill and a pair of aces. Janie Walentine picks up a couple of kills. As you could really tell in the post-game highlights that the Rebels got it done with everybody. Everybody contributed. That is on the attack, as it was a really well-rounded team victory led by their service, as they have not only did Hannah Scott have 6 aces, Violet Taylor had 4, Haiti Pugmire with 3, Paige Smith with 2, Casey Wilson with 2. As it's a total of 10, 13, 17 aces for this Rebels attack. And when you serve the ball that well, it's going to be really hard to beat this Rich team, as they are so fundamentally sound. That carries over from last year. You're bringing back 6 players from a state tournament, from a state championship team. And they did lose a little. They lost, 1A player of the year, but we talked about on the Rebel Report today that it's hard to replace a player like that with one player. You don't need one of your players to step up and be the 1A player of the year. What you need is a couple of the Rebels to step up and contribute in different ways, and that's exactly what we got tonight. Hannah Scott is one of those players. 6 aces, 4 kills. She had a couple of blocks. Violet Taylor with a couple of blocks, just getting it done in different ways. That's kind of what I think this Rebels team is going to be this year, as they're going to be all around. They're going to use that middle blocker like they did today. They used it excellently with Pugmire and Walentine being the go-to in the middle. As those are your post-game highlights brought to you by the town of Woodruff on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. We come back, we'll have your precision play of the game. You are listening to 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as on 98.3 KADQ.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for Dr. McKay Frankum precision play of the game on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. Rebels win 3-0 in sets, winning those sets 25-14, 25-13, 25-12 in straight sets. As for the precision play of the game, we're going to give it to Hannah Scott in her 6th ace, as she led the way from the service line. That's kind of what the point that I'm trying to hammer home, as the serves were incredible and phenomenal tonight. We talked about taking advantage of a team in their first game, and the Rebels did, I think, from the service line. And just kind of the way this game was played, the serves, even if they weren't aces, they weren't serves where the Rangers could set up the attack and counter. It's where they had to get 2 hits in to save it, and that third hit from the middle of the floor bumps it over for the Rebels to set up their attack. So A lot of really, really great serves for the Rebels in this contest. When we come back, we'll have your player of the game brought to you by the Crawford Trough. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're having a great day or not, food always makes it better. Delicious, fresh-cooked favorites like a juicy cheeseburger, a thick raspberry shake, onion rings, fries, or a River Bridge soda. A grilled chicken wrap always hits the spot. And don't forget twisted ice cream cones. They never disappoint. Add the always friendly and helpful staff at the Crawford Trough, and you've got the perfect recipe for a perfect meal. Something tasty from the Crawford Trough always makes your day better. Stop in today. The Crawford Trough, Randolph.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are wrapping up our post-game show, the Independent Software Solution post-game show, that is, as we bring you your Crawford Trough player of the game. And, you know, there's a couple to pick from, but I think I'm going to give it to Hannah Scott. All around great game, 6 aces, and, you know, kind of sets the tone when you serve the ball that well. And it's not just her who served the ball well tonight. All 6 of the Rebels who served the ball served it pretty well. 5 of the 6 Rebels picking up aces. That's really been the story of this match, as ace after ace, 17 of them, in fact. The Rebels could have nearly won an entire set on just aces alone, as they had 17 as a team. It's a great day from the service stripe, as Hannah Scott also had 4 kills, make that 5 kills, a block to go along with those 6 aces. So Hannah Scott is your Crawford Trough player of the game. It's time for our calendar update before we sign off, and boy, what a packed weekend it is, as the Rebels go to the Cokeville tournament tomorrow. We'll have Game 1, as the Rebels take on Star Valley at about 8:30 a.m. The way the Cokeville Invitational works is the JV will play before the varsity team does. So the game start time is really dependent on when the JV game ends. So look out for the pregame show at about 8:30. First serve probably around 9:15. Once again, times are all subject to change in the Cokeville Invitational. Then we'll have day 2 of that Cokeville Invitational. Every game the Rebels play on Saturday, we will have for you online at mylocalradio.com, as well as on 98.3 KDQ. And then tomorrow, to go along with that volleyball game, I'll make the trek back to Rich, as the Monticello Buckaroos will come to town in a matchup that I think a lot of people on their plate have this as a possible championship preview. But we have a long way to go. 2 very good teams are going to square off in Rich County, and we'll have every single play for you on 98.3 KDQ, as well as on mylocalradio.com. As that'll do it for us here today. I'm Aaron Poling. Thank you for joining us from wherever you're joining us from, as it's been a lot of fun to bring you the Rebel start to the season. They are 2-0, looking to continue that roll into the Cokeville tournament tomorrow. But until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on mylocalradio.com.